Hi YouTube, I'm Stingy Canadian, otherwise known as Steph, and I will be bringing you gaming deals twice a week, and this is going to be my first video, so please put up with the cringe, and I swear I'll bring you some great deals this week. Alright, let's start. So for our first game, Overwatch is free until the end of Monday night. It will be available until 11:59 Pacific time for free if you don't already have it. If you fall in love with the game, the good news is Blizzard has got $10 off at the moment. That's off of the base game. You can get $20 off what they call the Game of the Year edition, which comes with skins within Overwatch, some loot boxes, and some skins in other Blizzard games. So it might be worth it if you're a huge Blizzard fan. But if you've got a huge Blizzard fan, then you probably already have Overwatch. But hey, if you haven't got it yet, now's the time. Another game that's free this weekend is Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is free until the end of the 28th. If you haven't heard about Fallout 4, what rock are you living under? It's a post-apocalyptic game where you just roam across the post-apocalyptic wastelands and you shoot mutants and you build bases and you have a dog companion. If you fall in love with the game, it is 67% off. So if it's something that you've been wanting to play but you've been pushing off, now is probably a good time to buy it. It has gone this low before, but still, if you really wanted it, now's a good time to jump on it. In other news, a game called Awesomenauts is also gone free to play indefinitely. Awesomenauts is a game that it's 3 versus 3, and it's a very Dota-like style, except with a very cartoonish theme. It's had a very dwindling player base for a while, but hopefully this will pump new life into the game. The exciting news is even though the game's been out for quite a while, they've been opening their doors to new players, which means that they've been doing new player tournaments, new guides, and videos, all to bring more people into the game. So if you want to check it out, now is a good time to just grab some mates and go in. The final free game this weekend is Racket FX. It is being released in early access mode. If you're lucky enough to have a Vive, this is like a futuristic 3D brick break type game. If that's your thing, then maybe give it a shot, and if you like it, it is currently on sale for about 15% off. So yeah, go check it out. So Steam's having a little bit of a slow weekend this week where they only have one major weekend sale, which is the Don't Starve sale. This sale has got everything on par with previous sales, with the exception of the Shipwreck DLC, which I still have to pick up. If you don't know what Don't Starve is, the original game is a survival game where you get resources and you do research to learn more things. There's bosses, and this is a game that is constantly evolving. There's also Don't Starve Together, where you can have what I believe is up to 16 people in one server. And this game, they constantly update it. I have no doubt in my mind they're doing this because they recently just released their new game, Oxygen Not Included, into early access. I love this game. I play it a lot with my friends. I play it with my brother. I think it's a really good time. So if you don't have Don't Starve, now is definitely the time to pick it up. So right now there are 2 Humble bundles going on. The first one is the Indie bundle, so let's jump right in. So the first game under the pay anything amount is Ziggurat. Ziggurat is a first-person fantasy shooter. So if you think of games like Fallout, where you have both guns and magical spells, that's kind of what this game is like. It's a roguelike and it's procedurally generated, which is usually not necessarily good things, but this actually looks pretty good. The second game in this bundle is Windward, which is where it can be played as single player, but they prefer that you play with friends or with co-op. It's where you are sailing ships. So you sail with your friends, you go into different ports, you get resources, and you upgrade your ships and just go on about your merry way. It's a very sandbox game. It looks pretty interesting though, and if you ever desire to be a pirate, this is the game for you. So the final game in this amount is SteamWorld Heist, which is what I think is most well-known game in this level. It is a turn-based shooter game where you use angles to shoot each other. And so if you think of games like Worms or XCOM, it's kind of like a weird mix between the two. It is super fun and interesting, and considering you can pay pretty much anything for this, just this game alone might be worth it. And in the second level, which is Beat the Average, which is sitting around $7.50 at the moment, is Kentucky Route Zero, which is a point-and-click adventure game, which I'm an absolute sucker for. It's where you're discovering caves, which has a highway underneath. Looks kind of bizarre, but I'm kind of sold. The second game is called Beholder. It is where you are a landlord in a totalitarian state. So you have to spy and keep tabs on all of your tenants in the building and find out if they are an enemy to the state. Seemed pretty interesting from the premise. I can't say I've heard of this game before, but to be honest, I bought this bundle, so I'll be checking it out. The third game in this bundle is Goat Sim, which is an absolutely ridiculous ragdoll simulation game where you're a goat in an open world. There's not really much to be said except that you could become a goat Satan, so if that's your thing, check it out. Another game in this bundle is A Story About My Uncle, which is a 3D platforming adventure game where you use a grappling hook mostly to get around, and you're a boy who is looking for his lost uncle. It seems like a pretty sweet game, and I've heard a lot about it, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out. The final game in this tier, which is Beat the Average of $7.50, is Neon Drive. Now this is a weird rhythm driving / flying game. Apparently has a great soundtrack. It looks absolutely bonkers, kind of like Tron. I don't know, but it seems pretty bizarre. The final tier in this indie bundle is the $13 or more. In this is the Owlboy game. Now, I love Owlboy. It completely reminds me of how beautiful Pixar art can be. It also has a fantastic story and lovable characters. I've heard a lot of good things about it. It looks absolutely stunning, so I honestly bought this bundle just for this game alone. The original game goes for about $26, I believe. So I'm already getting the game 50% off plus all these other cool games in this bundle. So I was pretty sold. Also, it's worth noting that the soundtracks for Owlboy is included, which is awesome because I'm probably going to be listening to that a lot. So overall, this bundle is worth about $150 when all the games are at regular price, and on sale it's around $65. So at $13, this is a steal, and there's a lot of great games in this. You know, there's Owlboy, there's SteamWorld Heist, there's Goat Sim if you don't already have it. There's a lot of good games in here, so I would be picking this one up. In fact, I already have. It's worth noting that the indie bundle is available until end of day Sunday, so you've only got a few days left to snatch up this deal. The second bundle available is the Game On bundle. At the first tier, which is the pay anything tier, you get Worms Clan Wars, which is just a modern version of the game Worms. If you've never played Worms, it's a turn-based strategy game where you use angles and different weapons to attack each other. It is mostly for party games. Worms Clan Wars lets you play both local multiplayer and online. And it's actually pretty good. There's not a whole lot of lag. I've played a couple times with friends, and it's still classic Worms, still a lot of fun. So if you're looking at this and you've not played it since an older console version, this is a good one to get. The second game in this bundle is 80 Days. 80 Days is a choose-your-own-adventure book, which is about traveling the world back in 1872. It's very interesting. The characters are very good, and overall, I haven't picked it up, but I have seen some of it, and I just really need to keep going back to go play it. So if you like choose-your-own stories, or if you just don't want to read, the narration in this is absolutely fantastic. The third and final game in this bundle is Her Story. Her Story is a very interesting and well-received game by fans. It's about you sitting in front of a computer at a police station, at least that's what my take of it is, and you just use a search bar to look for keywords. These then play FMV videos where you try to unlock the story of a murder that's happened. Very interesting, very different, and totally worth any amount that you'll be willing to pay for it. In the second tier, which is Beat the Average, which is currently sitting around $5.50, you have Grim Fandango Remastered. This is a complete remake of the classic point-and-click adventure game Grim Fandango. It's absolutely insane. It's got all the amount of mood logic you could ever want in a game. It's been beautifully redone. It's still really, really funny, and the puzzles are very, very difficult. But if you like point-and-click adventures and you want to revisit it, then definitely pick it up. The second game in this tier is the Stanley Parable. If you've not heard of the Stanley Parable, it is a hilarious game where it's a walking simulator where this very dry British narrator talks about your life, and it gives you a bunch of choices. You can either follow the choices or you can choose to break them, and what happens is up to you. Now, there's a lot of different ending possibilities in this depending what paths you take in the game, but this had me and my friends in stitches. So if you're looking for a good laugh, this is definitely the game for you. The third and final game in this is the Broken Sword 5. The Broken Sword is a series of point-and-click adventures, not nearly as well known as the LucasArts ones, but still looks like a pretty good one based on the art style. This one in particular is about finding a lost painting and also solving a murder case, which is right up my alley, so I might be checking this out if I ever find some time for it. In the third and final tier, which is $10 or more, you get the Borderlands The Pre-Sequel, which is all about the rise of one of the villains in the second Borderlands games. I'm not completely sure if you need to have played the previous Borderlands to play this game, but it's certainly, it's Borderlands. It's got that cell shading, it's got the very distinctive, silly style that it's got going on. So if you haven't played this one, or if you're just really invested in this universe, then this is for you. The final game in this bundle is the Day of the Tentacle. Now you see this is a classic LucasArts point-and-click adventure game. There's tons of moon logic, but it's been absolutely beautifully remastered with a new art style. And it's still the classic game that you love if you've played this before. If you haven't, this will be a delightful adventure for you, if not maybe a little bit frustrating. The Day of Tentacle is about a mutated purple tentacle trying to take over the planet, and then you're trying to stop them. There's so many things I could say about this, but I'll just keep it PG. This Game On bundle is worth around $165 at regular price and $45 on sale, and it is available until June 7th. If any of these games seem interesting to you, it's definitely a jam-packed bundle, then definitely pick it up pretty quick. In this final section here, I'm going to talk about some notable sales that are around right now. I know I lost most of you guys probably at Overwatch or Fallout 4, but here's some slightly smaller titles that you guys may not have heard of, but they have really good reviews on Steam and are currently at their lowest ever sale price. The first game is called Windscape. It's 94% positive ratings on Steam, and it's all about islands that are falling from the sky. This game is regular around $19, but it is on sale for about a third of the price, so it's just under $6.50. It's a 3D RPG adventure game. It looks adorable, and it might be worth some of your time. Another game I had to put on here is a game called Safety First. It's got surprisingly positive reviews on Steam. It looks absolutely just like the silliest of times. Safety First is all about what it looks like peeing on electrical wires to fix them. Because why not? This is what we've come to. The game is originally just over $3, but it's on sale for about 80 cents. You know what? For under what it costs for a Tim's coffee, might be worth a little bit of a laugh. The final game I want to bring your attention is a game called Dead Age. Dead Age is a turn-based strategy combat against zombies. It has permadeath, it has crafting, and it has character management and simulation, I know some of you that sounds like your absolute worst nightmare, but to me, I love games like FTL and Darkest Dungeons, so this definitely caught my radar. The game is on sale for a little under $6, and it is regular $17. If this game looks interesting to you, now is a really good time. It is the lowest ever recorded price. It's going to be on sale for a little while, so definitely pick it up. So guys, thanks so much for watching. This has been my first show. I hope it wasn't too cringeworthy for you. I hope that you found some good deals in here for you. If this was something that you're interested in watching, I'll be putting out videos twice a week on Wednesdays and Fridays. One for midweek sales, one for the weekend sales. So please like and subscribe. If you've got any comments or suggestions, please put them below. I'll put all of the game links below as well. You can also follow me on all the social medias. I put all the daily deals on my Twitter. It's just a little bit too much to put them all in the videos. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again.